Chief, take us through last Thursday afternoon.
Last Thursday afternoon, around 2:20 in the afternoon, we had a report of a structure fire at 149 Wampum Street in Plainville. We know that house. It's in our no water district. In Plainville, we have several sections of town that just don't have fire hydrants. The fire came in, and we had multiple 911 calls. The first arriving officer was our deputy chief, and he immediately struck a working fire assignment. There was heavy fire coming from the garage. As units started arriving, they needed to put as much water on it as fast as possible. They used all the water from one of our engines. The second due engine came in, and they used all the water from that as well. In our no water districts, we also respond with a tanker. The tanker left right away. That was also used in the first attacks. The fire itself burned hot and fast in the garage area due to a lot of flammables in people's working garages. They were able to stop the fire from extending into the residential area other than the bedroom that was attached to it. Most of the fire got up into the attic and ran the house, but the interior crews did a great job of getting inside, opening ceilings, and stopping the fire from getting to the bedrooms, the back room where they lived, and the hallways and living room areas. All the residents, fortunately, were able to get out. They were home at the time, and their detectors worked. They initially came home after going to the store. They were working on their car in the garage, and they smelled smoke. They started to investigate. The homeowner went and opened the garage door, saw heavy black smoke inside the garage, and then he opened the garage door to try to ventilate it. But when he did that, he added oxygen to the fire, and then the fire kind of exploded, in his words. Basically, it was the smoke caught fire. After that, it was just a battle of establishing water supply to that area. So we utilized 3 alarms, which is a major response for us. We had 13 towns in. We had tankers from as far as Rehoboth coming up, and to establish a continuous water supply, which is required for us. We were able to use Rentham's fire hydrant on the Berry Street side. That fire hydrant, though, is at the very end and uphill of their system. So we had to put an engine there to basically pull the water out of the ground, out of the hydrant. And once we were able to do that, it was just a continuous battle. We stayed fighting that fire till about 4:30 when we got it under control. And then we had a lot of overhaul to go through. It was just, it was a long night, but it was successful. And again, no one was hurt, and the family was able to get out. And our guys initially did a great job just protecting it from the rest of the home. The home is probably going to be a loss due to water and smoke damage, but everyone's out safely. And it's an unfortunate thing to have happen right around the New Year and Christmas time. In no water districts, it takes 20 to 30 minutes to establish a continuous water supply. We had a fill site at Stop and Shop, so the trucks had to drop the water off and drive up to Stop and Shop, fill up, and come back. And so it takes tanker trucks, it takes 3 or 4 of those in a circle while one's filling, one's dumping, one's driving, and it takes that 20 to 30 minutes. This is a third fire this year in a no water district. We're used to it, but it's not ideal, and we do know how to do it, and we do it pretty well. Getting that established quickly is the key, and getting them coming early is the key. The crews do a pretty good job of using what water they have to keep the fire where it's supposed to stay, and then we can extinguish it. As long as it doesn't extend, we're in good shape. But it's definitely tricky. It's not something that every department has to deal with. I know North Attleboro, they don't have a lot of that. They have hydrants pretty much everywhere.